Welcome again to another episode of Around the Town with your humble host KD, bringing y'all some of this news y'all can use. Now, before we get into tonight's festivities, hold on right quick. Okay. Before we get into tonight's festivities, you already know the mode. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bells, comment, do all that good jazz. And you know why you should comment? Because look, the whole month of April, we sitting there running the program, we trying to run it up to 500. This is how it goes. Subscribe to the channel. Boom, that's the first step. Second step, write a funny comment. By May 1st, top 5 funniest comments from the subscribers gets a cash app of $20. Now you get me over 500 subscribers. I got 3 of these. I believe I got 2 or 3 of these. Um, you get me over 500 subscribers. If you are a New York subscriber, I will meet up with you and personally deliver you your own form one cookies grinder slash jar. Cool. You get me well over 500. There might be something extra in one of these. But look, now that we got all that situated, without further ado, let's get into the tragic yet redemptive story of Gdep. So, as y'all know, Puffy and Bad Boy has been in the news cycle for many a moon. So now, a couple of days ago, one of Bad Boy's premier artists from back in the mid to late '90s. Well, yeah, the mid to late '90s. Um, G Dep had two fire songs on Bad Boy, and fizzling out, and tragedy struck. But it actually struck way before. So G Dep, formerly known as, well, his real name is Travell Coleman. He grew up in Harlem. All right, cool. So in '93, because this is where the story starts at. In '93, he sits there and drops out of college because he wants to pursue his musical career. He wants to be a rapper. He he sees there's a lot of potential coming out of Harlem. He wants to be a part of that. Which a lot of up and coming artists, or a lot of artists that came out of Harlem around that time, it was actually feasible, especially after the whole seeing Mace come out of Harlem, it was feasible. So boom, 1993, he drops out of college. He sit there, goes back to Harlem, and in order for him to sit there and pay for studio time, he does what any other 18-year-old that doesn't have a job or doesn't have a strong support system. He goes to hustling. So he's selling crack cocaine, and inadvertently, excuse me, inadvertently, he ends up start using drugs. Now, later on that year in '93, he sits there and runs up on a certain individual at a certain time at night, trying to rob the person. Inadvertently, the person fought back. Gdep ended up releasing three shells, and he ran away. Now he didn't know if he even struck the person, if he killed the person, or anything like that. Trigger warning. He got away. The very next day, because mind you, all this is in his neighborhood. The very next day, police are outside canvassing the area trying to find information on the shooting. Police officer walks up to G Dep and asks him about information about the shooting. G Dep takes it in his head that, oh, nobody died because they didn't ask about a murder, they asked about a shooting. So he let it go. 5 years later, G Dep ends up running into Puffy, showing him some music, ends up signing a deal for a lucrative $350,000. Now, this was 5 years from 93, so 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. So in 1998, you signed for 300,000. That's some good chicken. That's some real good chili right there. He ends up at the same time he gets signed, he ends up having a little girl with his baby mother at the time. That fizzles out, and then he ends up meeting his wife. Now he gets married. They have two twin boys. Now all of this is going on around the same time as him releasing music off of Bad Boy. He got the two hits out. You would think that that he's living life, but on the inside, between the drug abuse and just the mental torture of not knowing what happened to do, and then I believe he finally found out that the guy had passed away. So now he's really torturing himself because in one interview he sits there and states like, I had to stop myself from being happy because I thought to myself, how can I be happy when the guy that I inadvertently killed, how can I be happy when he not happy? He not here. How can I be a good father when he could have been the father and I took him away from his kids? Like these are the demons that this man is fighting on a day-to-day basis. So the drug usage becomes more and more and more. That was a strenuous time on him, especially when it came to his music. So once he really started getting high, he's not producing no music. The music he is doing ain't doing no numbers. It ain't good. So he ends up getting dropped off a Bad Boy. Now, at the time of him getting dropped off a Bad Boy, this is probably around like midway through the early 2000s. So probably around like 2005, right? Around 2008, him and his wife end up getting a divorce. Now, if I'm not mistaken, she said that she just couldn't deal with his drug use. So you raising two boys by with your wife. You got your daughter. You just lost your you just lost your record deal. 9 times out of 10, you just sat there and burnt up all your bread. So you scrambling now, and now you fighting demons for real, because the drugs ain't letting up, and it's just intensifying the thoughts that you got. So in 2010, G Dep decides to he can't take it no more. He decides to go walk into the police precinct and confess to a murder. Which he walks into the police precinct, tells the cop, "Yo, I killed somebody 17 years ago, this, that, and the third. The police looks at him, basically laughs in his face and does nothing, tell him to get the fuck out of here. So it's really eating him up now. He goes back a couple of months later and he does it again. This time, the police actually opens up the paperwork and exactly where he said that he did the shooting at, it was happened to be a person there that fit the description. So he ends up going to trial or whatever, case reopened. Late 2012, he ends up going to jail, sentenced to 15 to life. Now, in the mix of him getting sentenced to 15 to life, he leaves a daughter, he leaves two twin boys, a ex-wife, and a baby moms. All of these people basically are dependent on him, but at the same time, he can't really do too much because he too strung out. So I guess in order to sit there and save his soul, he had to repent by turning himself in and righting the wrongs that he did in his life. Okay, understandable. So now in 2024, mind you, he got sentenced to 15. He got sentenced to 15 to life. May 8th of 2012. 2024, he gets released right around this. Miraculously, he gets released right around the time of this whole Puffy debacle that's going on, and he says spiritually he's freer. He can sit there and maneuver. He I guess he had to sit there. He had to repent for his sins. It was eating him up inside. So now he home. I don't know if he's going to try to rap again. The man did. The man did what? 13 years, 13 and some change, or for 15, or for 15 year, 15 to life prison sentence. So I don't know if they're gonna give him probation or parole after this, because when they did the interview and they interviewed the DA came out his own mouth and was like, "Yo, this was a weird case because the the DA office and the DA office was baffled because they was like they really don't know what to do, whether to lock him up or not, because just the simple fact of going all these years with that really eating them alive and just how it just broke him down, they really felt like that was punishment enough, but they end up still sending him to jail. So hey, write in the comments if you'd have sat there and told or not. But you know what I mean? That right there is just that's a sad situation. I guess the family got the justice that they deserve by their loved ones, murderers spending getting sentenced and doing time in jail. I guess he got the redemption he was looking for, and he came. I guess he came. I hope he came home a better man. So salute to Gdep. You know what I mean? You sat there and basically volunteered to sit there and do 15 years. I don't know a lot of people that'll do that, but salute to you, my guy. Just a nice little short goodie. Once again, this has been another episode of Around the Town with your humble host, KD, bringing y'all some of that good old news y'all can use. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. You already know. Roll to 500. Top five, top five funniest comments from the subscribers. Get a $20 cash app by May 1st. You get me over 500. Y'all know what the gifts is installed. So, without further ado, peace. Holla at y'all tomorrow.